Okay, I just saw this on Meg's story. So if I get triggered, Spicy Vicky.
Would you like for me to explain it? Because it's really simple. It's all about the chase, and once the chase is gone and they got you, there's no reason to keep you. Just that simple. It's about the chase for men. It's about divide and conquer. Once they conquer you, they have no use for you. Once they find something else to chase, that's exactly what they're going to do. I knew from the moment these two got together, it was not going to last. Let me explain why. Klay Thompson is a very laid back kind of guy. He is the type of guy that, to me, he's cute, but he's also what I like to call corny compared to some of the dudes that Megan Thee Stallion has dated. You forget she messed around with Tory Lanez, Party Next Door, Moneybag Yo, and then when she got with Klay Thompson, I knew that wasn't gonna last. Let me explain why. Megan got too many people around her, and Megan, don't get me wrong, is a beautiful girl and got a banging body of the gods, just like Tiana Taylor. But sometimes less is more. Men are not going to wife up women like that. They're not. They're not going to wife them up. Why? Because the way you represent yourself. When you represent yourself like a harlot, a Jezebel, a succubus, and a siren, and promiscuous, this is what you're going to get. So yeah, these men will sleep with them. They'll date them because they look good on their arm. And then they get rid of them. Y'all talked about Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey is not married. But Lori Harvey knows this. That's the difference. Lori Harvey knows that these dudes are not going to wife her up. They're not. She knows that. So she enjoys them. And then when they get too close, she leaves. The problem is, now these dudes don't want to wife her up. So when they did want to wife her up, she didn't want them. So again, it's just like what happened with Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan wanted to wife Lori Harvey up. She didn't want it. And now she's with Franklin from our show. And that's fine. I like Franklin. Franklin is cool. He's cute. But he ain't Michael B. Jordan. So I am not surprised that Klay Thompson is not going to wife her up. They're too different. I told y'all that. It's just like with Aaron Pierre and Tiana Taylor. They were too different. I told y'all that. The type of women they date, it's not even about race. It's about a woman that got class. Let me school y'all on something that I naturally am, but I don't have the looks for it. Okay? If I had the looks, I would be godforsaken dangerous to a lot of men. Let me tell you what men actually want. They want a woman they cannot touch. Go back and watch Boomerang. Watch Boomerang, okay? Look at Jacqueline. Jacqueline knew who she was. Jacqueline had a confidence. Jacqueline had a swagger. And Jacqueline was a godforsaken viper. She was a black widow if I ain't never seen one in my life. And the way she broke down Marcus, darling. Shout out to Eartha Kitt. Now, let me tell you something. When it comes to sexuality, it is not about looks. It ain't. I don't know why y'all keep believing that, but it ain't. It's really something you can't teach. They can sit here all day long and show less, but in that bedroom speaks volumes. They look at these women like sex objects. They're not going to wife these women up. And yes, they will have them on their arm and then suck the life out of them and then leave them for dead. That's why when these women get older, they want somebody younger. Why do you think that's the case? That they want somebody younger? So like I said, these men do not want a woman that has been ran through, but at the same time, they don't want a good girl either. They want somebody There's a lady in the street and a freak in the godforsaken bed. And here's the thing. If that man don't remember anything you did sexually 30 years later, that's a problem. I got men that still remember 30 years to this day, certain things that I did and no other woman's ever done to them. Honey. So like I said, sex is not about what somebody look like. It is about the actual performance of it all. It's about giving somebody an experience. And the one thing about Megan, if she was serious about this relationship, and Megan, I love you dearly, you would have changed. But she didn't. She was still as promiscuous as ever. She was in a relationship, but yet it was still single based on her music. Y'all sat there and y'all chastised Lotto for that. You chastised Lotto for being a baby mama, but you're not chastising Meg Thee Stallion because she's being promiscuous. Look at Cardi B. And Cardi B, girl, I love you. Lord, let me start there. I'm only using this as an example. Please don't come cussing me out. But the same thing with Cardi B when it came to Stephon Diggs and Offset. The only difference is this time she actually went through with the concert. Congratulations on your success. Now, if Cardi B would have went on that tour with Bruno Mars, ain't no telling where Cardi B would have been right now. We would have probably got 4 or 5 albums. But because she got with Offset and he kept knocking her up, is the reason we couldn't get a second album. That man right there. And he cheated throughout the whole entire relationship. So beauty does not mean these men gonna be faithful. If he's a hoe, he's a hoe. Christopher Maurice Brown got 3 kills. Sorry, y'all. Christopher Maurice Brown got 3. Count them, 3. Maybe 4. We don't know about the one by Jada yet, whether she's pregnant or not. We don't know. We ain't seen no more of her. But he ain't with none of them. Okay? He cheated on Rihanna. He cheated on Kruger. Usher cheated on Shelly, the woman that was the love of his life before he met his wife, and he cheated. So it don't matter what a woman look like. That man is going to suck the life out of that woman and take away her beauty. We ain't never seen Meg Thee Stallion cook for no man in her life. But I promise you, if you think that his mama was going to want Klay to marry Meg Thee Stallion, y'all have lost your mind if y'all believe that. Meg is too promiscuous. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with being sexy. Nothing wrong with it if you're with your man. But there are some things that should be between you and your man. There are certain things that men should not see unless you are in the presence of your man and that's your career. The problem is, like I said, a lot of these women, even in Victoria's Secret, acting business, movie business, are single. Nicole Kidman just got divorced from Keith Urban. Okay? And Tiana Taylor got cheated on by Iman. That right there tell you it does not matter. If you represent yourself as a harlot, succubus, Jezebel, a prostitute, anything that is of the sex industry and promiscuous, that is how they're going to look at you. And yes, they will date you. Yes, they will sleep with you. Yes, they will do all of these things, but they will never give you their last name. The girl that they're going to give their last name is going to be a girl that is not on social media, a girl that is not showing off everything, a girl that y'all going to say, why in the world is he with her? She's not pretty enough. She's not this. She's not that. But that girl is intelligent. That girl has a business. That girl has a brand. And that girl represents herself in a way that is a wife. Meg Thee Stallion, love you, girl. Love you down. But you do not represent yourself as a wife. You represent yourself as a harlot. And please don't come for me, because I am not saying this to be mean. It is the reason why I do not dress sexual unless I have a man. I don't want to be looked at in that way. I want a man to love me for my mind. I want a man to love me internally. The only person I need to be sexy for is my husband. And if you ain't that, I'm not being sexy for you. When I go on a date, I'm not dressing sexy. Sexy for what? That's streaming I want sex. Which is why these dudes want to take y'all home. That's why these dudes ain't paying for nothing, because they know they ain't getting nothing out of it. These dudes taking y'all to dinner because they want to have sex with you. Y'all, it's called the woman of the night. A lot of y'all are the woman of the night.